Quando Pedro I de caminha, viu que as terras brasileiras eram férteis e verdejantes, ele escreveu uma carta ao rei. Tudo que aqui se planta, tudo cresce, floresce. Independence or death, shouted Dom Pedro I, inaugurating the Brazilian Empire and cutting ties with the Portuguese kingdom. But was the story really this heroic?
So you just landed in Brazil at Guarulhos International Airport and you don't know anything about Brazilian history, so this is where you have to come. You have to come to Independence Park, because here you will learn everything about the Brazilian independence from Portugal and the history of Brazil. You will learn everything in our walk through this park. So right behind me we have the Ipiranga River. Maybe you've heard about the Amazon River, but this is one of the most famous rivers in Brazil because it is in the first sentence of our national anthem. The national anthem of Brazil goes: ouviram do Ipiranga as margens plácidas de povo heróico brado retumbante. This means that from the Ipiranga River margins it was heard a heroic shout of a great people, you know, something like that. So every Brazilian knows about this river, the Ipiranga River. And right there, right here where we are sitting is where Dom Pedro I was like the king of Brazil, the emperor of Brazil back in the day, declared independence from Portugal. He said independence or death, independência ou morte, and he declared the independence from his father. The river here, it doesn't look like very imponent because most of the rivers in São Paulo, they are now underground. We channeled all the rivers. So you go around the city and there is like hundreds and hundreds of rivers. They are going like underground. They are all flowing, they're still flowing, but we don't see them. And this is what happened to one of them. So like this is the little bit of the river that we have that is like an open area. Don't forget to like, subscribe. So if you don't know what an arti is like the light ritual when you're like praying to a Hindu god. And here they have like this kind of an arti that is going on for the Brazilian flag over there. So this flame here burns like 24/7. Anytime you come here, you can go by the streets over there or something like that, and then you can see this fire burning here like 24/7. And then there's like this goat heads. I am pretty sure this is like something related to like Mason iconography, because this whole monument here is like full of Mason elements and stuff. And then this is like the masterpiece of this monument. It's like this huge mirror here that is depicting the great shout of Dom Pedro I. So Dom Pedro I, he was there on top of a horse, and then he's shouting independence or death with all like those soldiers accompanying him. But that is not how the story actually goes. The story goes that he was not on a horse, he was actually on like a donkey, and he wasn't like all that heroic because he had diarrhea at the time. And then all of that is written down, so we know it's like true history. He had diarrhea and it wasn't a horse, it was a donkey, but they did all this to look like very heroic and very imponent and stuff. But you know, like the Brazilian independence, it wasn't that heroic because Dom Pedro I, he was declaring independence from his own father, right? So Dom João, he was the king of Portugal, and he sent his son here to Brazil, and then his son was like the king of Brazil, the emperor of Brazil. And then the elite of the time was like, oh, we are paying too much taxes to Portugal and stuff like that. So they said, oh no, let's sponsor an independence. But then like Dom João, he wasn't really like totally threatened by it because he knew that Brazil was going to be still in the hands of his own family, right? His own son was the king there. So like what actually changed? Nothing much. So this is like what actually went down in Brazil's history. But then we have like this mural here showing like the heroic process of the independence.
But what happened to the indigenous tribes that were here before the Portuguese came? Or to the African enslaved people that helped build this country? Did they get any independence?
You see those people over there? They were all known as bandeirantes back in the day. And then history says that they were like the brave people that ventured into the woods, into the jungle, and created like the first states of Brazil, right? But there is like the other side of the story that is like wherever they went, they were murdering and genociding the indigenous people that lived there, right? And replacing them with like slaves that were coming here to Brazil in the millions from Africa, because the Portuguese people, they basically created the transatlantic slave trade. So this is like basically how the history of Brazil begins, right? It begins with like these people invading the place and then just replacing the population here with a bunch of enslaved people. And then check out the beautiful art that they built here to commemorate those people, to celebrate those people. With lions with wings. There's a bunch of Mason iconography. Here there's like an angel of some sort. People putting graffitis all over it. Oh, they need to clean it up, man. The monument. See more of those brave people that created Brazil. Behind me is a statue of Dom Pedro I. He is the one that declared the Brazilian independence. He was declaring independence from his own father, but independence from Portugal nonetheless, right? And then here he's talking about like his important role in like masonry. He was a mason, and then everybody knows that like the Masons, they had a lot of importance in many different historical periods, right? And it was very important in Brazilian independence because Dom Pedro I was a Mason in his own right. He is saying that he achieved the master position inside the Masonry. So, you know, the Masons helped a lot during this Brazilian independence process. And here is an old house that used to be a shop. So the people that was going to the sea, because here used to be the road that took you to Santos, right, to the sea, and then they would come from this road that used to go by here, and here is like a shop that was like on their way, that people could come and eat something and buy something and rest or whatever, and then it's preserved like just as it used to be during the period, the colonial period. I don't understand anything about architecture, but this is how they used to do it. This kind of roofs. I just found another like Mason symbol here. It's written here the master Dom Pedro I like went by. Dom Pedro I went by here. And we're back to the sports area of the park. Where the kids come and ride skates, bikes, come jogging and stuff, and it's beautiful. This has nothing to do with Brazilian independence history, but here inside the museum there is a Russian Orthodox church. Let's go check it out. This is actually my first time coming here to see this church. I didn't know it existed, and then I am seeing this for the first time as well. It looks like it's closed, but let's see. Tá aberto, não? Não dá pra entrar. Inside a Russian Orthodox church. So he's saying that, you know, they can change like the architecture of the place. They're wanting like waiting to the renovations to the place. He said that there is a priest that comes here, but like they are not making mess because I don't think they want people to come here and like damage the structure or something like that. But it's beautiful, no? Amen. Amen, Jesus.
O padre acolhe os refugiados do leste europeu, são duas russas, tem uma ucraniana, um letônio e dois ucranianos. Ali se encontra o padre João, que deu origem à Avenida Bom Pastor, encontra enterrado aqui. Aqui se encontra enterrado o padre João Estócia, que deu a origem à Avenida Bom Pastor, tinha o Instituto Bom Pastor.
O bom pastor é ele. O bom pastor do nome da rua. Ele é o pastor.
Eu tive entendimento disso. Tem um instituto que aqui atrás só tem as ruínas, né? Ele que ergueu esse instituto, aí ele teve em Israel. Quando antes de erguer aqui, ele teve em Israel, aí ele teve uma visão e ouviu aquela frase aqui, minha agonia prodígio. Aí quando chegou aqui no Brasil, em meados de 1800, por aí, ele subiu aqui para fazer as orações dele. Ele começou a erguer a capela, começou a erguer a capelinha, depois ele ergueu esse instituto. Caiu tudo lá atrás, né? Mas a igreja continua de pé.
Ficou linda, né?
Ela é 3 anos antes que o museu ainda. O museu é de 1895, que é 1892.
Deve ser muito valioso. Russian Bibles. Nossa, muito legal as artes.
O X e o B, sabe o que é?
Não sei.
É Cristo vivo.
Em russo? Ah, okay. So the X and the B there it means like Christ lives in Russian. How cool was that? The guy there, he opened the place for us and he told us all about it. I had no idea there was a Christian church. Oh, yeah, Christian church, like Orthodox Russian church. I had no idea that was here. Thanks also to my buddy Pedro that took me here to this place. He's filming here for me. He's helping me out with the video today. Yeah, let's go and explore the rest of the park. And you can see like it's really chill, like there's nobody asking like, oh, do you need a guide? I'm speaking English even though I'm Brazilian, and then like nobody's coming here to talk to me because like Brazilian people are chill, you know, like you can come here and just chill, just rest, like walk around the park, nobody's going to disturb you. Different from like what happens in other areas, like touristy areas. Here is a touristy area, but it's like more local people come here than foreigners. Okay, so down there is like the recreational part of the park, right? And here is like the historical part of the park, right? Because you have like the museum, that museum over there, they started building it only like a couple of years after the independence. They started building it, but it only like was finished almost a century later. So all the while that they were like building that place, nobody knew what it was. Everybody thought like, oh, that used to be like a mansion of the royal family, but like no, it was always supposed to be a museum. It just took them like forever to build it, and then like nobody knew. They brought in like Italian architectures, you know, from Italy to help build the museum stuff. And the whole like garden that you can see the fountains over there. So the whole garden over there is based on like the Versailles garden in France. everybody that is graduating, everybody that is like getting married or like it's their 15th anniversary or something like that, they come here and get like professional pictures taken. Oh, look at the details of those things. And I don't know that much about like architecture to actually like tell you guys about like the architecture styles of this place and things like that. Like I cannot tell you guys all about it, but you can see that it's huge and it's beautiful, right? Like, and you know, bro, it took like almost 100 years to get this finished. They tried to get like funding from it from a bunch of times, and then it was just like sitting down there. There was a whole revolution. São Paulo tried to do something and lost, you know. So the thing was just sitting there, but they managed to inaugurate it like before the 100th anniversary of the independence. They managed to like inaugurate it, and then we have like this beautiful thing. So I actually live right behind this park. So I used to come here every day and do like just exercises, just push-ups. You can see like how difficult it is for me to do this. I used to come here every day and run, and right in the front there is like a jail gym, you know, like an improvised gym. I'm gonna show you because it's really cool how they did it. So it's like nice place that the local people can come here, like the local people can come here and just like get their cardio done, lift some weights, like be healthy. So I love this park. This is like my favorite park in all of the city. So you know, if you're a foreigner and you want to learn more about São Paulo, like come here, spend a day here. It's a nice place, get some exercise done, learn about Brazilian history.
And this is my friend John just casually lifting 120 kilos.
Last but not least, because I have lived here in this neighborhood for so long, I have like a favorite spot that in my neighborhood, huh? And this favorite spot is like this tree that is right in front of the firefighters. Right in front of the firefighters. This tree here, to me, is one of the most beautiful trees in the city of São Paulo. This kind of thing right here, but the roots of the tree is like, the roots come all the way from here. Hug this tree. See, there's another tree, and then the roots they come and they hug this tree. They come in here all the way to this other tree. This is where the root ends. So like, look at this side. It looks like it's eight. Whole roots here look like it's like that ends in that tree over there, and it's like right by traffic. There's cars coming here, cars coming over there, and then there's like this beautiful, majestic, awesome tree here in the middle of the city. And I love this, and this is my favorite spot in the whole city. So I hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys learned something. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and see you guys in the next video.